Okay, so number one on the review for the exam, the measure of angle 6 is 115 degrees. The measure of angle 2 is 70 degrees. If we've got parallel lines cut by a transversal this way, I've got my same side interior angles, which means those add to 180. So I get 65. Then I know if I look at angle 1 and go all the way around, it's 360 degrees. So if I just do 1, 2, and 3, that's half a rotation, which is 180. So I can figure out angle 3. It's going to be those two, 65 and 70 added together, and then subtracted from 180. So I get 45 degrees. Moving on this picture, we've got two parallel lines cut by a transversal. So again, these guys here are same side interior angles. And if we look at this transversal over here, we also have, again, same side interior. We're going to need two equations because this has two variables in that first equation. If I make the first equation, I say 5x minus 3y plus 146 equals 180. That equation has x and y in it. If I put it in standard form, I need to get rid of this 146 on the left side. And so I'm left with 34 on the right side. That's our equation 1 in standard form. Our second equation is from the other same side interiors. We got 2x minus 4y minus 6 plus 150 equals 180 because they're supplementary. So I've got 2x minus 4y, and I'm going to get rid of the numbers on the left side. So I'm going to add 6, subtract 150. So I'm going to add 6 and subtract 150 from 180. And I get 36. That's our second equation in standard form. So now we are going to make our system with those two equations. I'm going to cancel out my x. I'm going to multiply the top by 2 and the bottom equation by negative 5 so that my x's cancel. So what I get from here is my system 10x minus 6y equals, I'm going to multiply 34 by 2 and get 68. On the bottom, I get my negative 10x multiplying by negative 5 plus 20y equals 36 times 5, and that's negative. I made that bracket a little too big. Let's do that again. So when I add these together, I get elimination. I get 14y equals negative 180 plus 68 is negative 112. So solving for y, I divide both sides by 14, and I get a negative 8. That's our y. How do I then get our x? I'll plug that into this first equation, this equation up here. So I've got 2x minus 4 times negative 8 equals 36. So I got 2x plus 32 equals 36. I subtract 32 off both sides and get 2x equals 4. Therefore, x equals 2. So now I've got my x and my y. How do I get my z? We'll do that in blue. Since there's no parallel line up here, I've got to use the parallel postulate to draw one. That's parallel. I'm going to do the linear pairs with these guys, so I get 30 here. and 34 over here. So now, because I drew that parallel line up there, I've got this parallel line, I've got this transversal. Here's an alternate interior angle. 30 is also alternate interior to 30. So once again, I know that a full rotation is 360 degrees. So then I know that a half rotation is 180 degrees, which is those three angles. So Z is going to be the 180 minus the 34 and then minus the 30, 116 degrees. For number 5,